Hello everyone, Neil Tappin here from Golf Monthly and welcome to Woburn Golf Club and the first in a two-part series focusing specifically on power. We teamed up with the guys from Me and My Golf, and in this video they're going to be talking about how you store energy in the backswing. What do you do to generate that energy that you can deliver more speed through the ball? If you're new to the Golf Monthly channel, please do hit the subscribe button to make sure that you don't miss any of our videos. Hit the like button if you like what you're watching, and also leave comments below. What do you make of Andy and Piers' tips that we've got for you here? What's worked for you in your game? We'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. That's enough from me. Let's head over, meet Andy and Piers and find out what tips they've got to offer.
Today we're going to be showing you guys how to create more distance and more speed off the tee. Now we're looking at backswing, which is so important. Now modern technology really enables us to actually see and really get deep into what actually the longest hitters in the world do to produce these long drives. Yes, it's important to optimize launch and spin, but we can really now see what they do from how they use the ground and use the pressure through these pressure mats. And the long drivers actually do something very similar, which we're going to talk about today by looking at the backswing. Piers, let's discuss first of all what they do.
Yeah, I mean, look, when we talk about long hitters as well, someone like Rory McIlroy is really good to obviously reference because he's not the biggest of guys, but he's probably one of the longest on the tour. So he has to use the ground incredibly well. So what the longest players are doing, as you say, by seeing through technology now, is they're very good at getting the pressure into this trail side. So I'm really feeling that I'm using the ground now. My right foot is into the ground. I can feel that I can store energy up here and then move towards the target. But this has to start from the setup. Yeah. We have to have a good setup to allow us to do this. And as we know, the driver and the iron is different, so there are some differences there. But obviously we know we have the ball further forward and we know we have a wider stance than normal for an iron. But what we're looking at is we want to encourage movement towards this trail leg. So by getting a little bit more tilt in your shoulders and your spine angle at setup, it allows you to almost, I feel like I'm encouraged now to move into this trail side. So from here now, if I would just take the arms out of the equation, I really feel that I can get my upper body over this trail side. And the weight feels like it's on the inside of the leg, but I'm really sort of shifting that pressure into that trail side. I now feel like from there that I can move.
Okay, so really the important thing, we talk about this a lot, loading that right leg. And when we talk about loading, it's really getting that pressure into that leg so we can push then back, isn't it really?
The best guys are doing 85% of the pressure goes into that trail side at the top of the backswing.
Well, let's say you hit one then, Piers, and just see what it looks like. Hopefully you can get one down this nice tight hole here at Woburn.
Yeah, it's more about accuracy, this hole, I think, isn't it? Let's see what we got. Well, that will do. Something worked.
Very nice, yes. So you don't want that one back.
No, I don't want that one
so
back.
You can see there again how Piers really loaded that leg, got the pressure in there, but he really got, from that he's able to push back and get that speed. Now, a lot of people are aware of this, Piers, that they need to get this pressure or get this sort of weight shift, if you like, that they think about.
Yes.
Some people get this wrong and some people just don't get any sort of shift, do they? Let's just show that, let's just explain that as well.
Okay, well, let's go with the people who aren't really aware of it, who don't get the shift. So you will often we'll see in the setup there's a problem that we may start looking at the golf ball a little bit like this. So the shoulders may get on top of the golf ball a little bit open. They're kind of looking at the golf ball on top of it as opposed to from the side. So looking on top of it like so. So when they then do their rotation or their wind up to the top of the backswing, you can see I've not really moved any pressure over there. I've put it all on this lead side. Generally the downswing is steep as a result. The strikes aren't great and we get a few flailing out to the right. So that's someone who isn't really aware of shifting pressure. The person who is aware of shifting pressure but gets it wrong, it's almost like the obsession comes into their golf swing that they have to get over here. They have to move their whole body, so the head moves a lot. They go really low and wide with the golf club and they're moving off the golf ball too much. Now the problem is if you move massively off the golf ball like this and exaggerate it to start with, by the time you get to your backswing you're probably going to actually tip back the other way. Yeah. It just doesn't really work from that.
And there, so what's happening there, Piers, is laterally moving the lower body. He's having a sway, he's getting the lower body moving that way and that limits the rotation as well there. He's not able to wind up and store that energy into that trail leg, and we know that's very hard then to actually create that power it's hard work from there.
I'm not even going to hit one doing that. I don't want to do that.
Not. Okay, so do we have a drill then, Piers?
We do. So if we look at the longest hitters and what they do with their lead leg, their left leg in my case, should I say, is that it actually has a little bit of relief from the ground. So as you sort of swing back now, you'll notice, or as I swing back now, you'll notice that the heel is coming up off the ground. My knee is working its way inwards as well, behind the golf ball. Now, you probably don't need to know from a pressure mat where my pressure is now. Exactly. It's obviously over onto this side. So by actually getting that heel up and the knee in, you can see I'm now loading into this trail side a lot easier than I would do if it was on the ground.
Now the great thing about this, as Piers is doing this knee really comes behind the golf ball and enables him to actually turn. This rotational element is what enables him to get the pressure into that leg. And this is going to feel a little strange, but one question I'm going to ask you, Piers, what about for the guys who've been told they need to keep their legs stable? I need to keep a stable base and turn against it. Well, this doesn't look stable. Sort of explain that a little bit.
Okay, so you're right. This side doesn't look stable, but guess what? This side is. So you mentioned earlier on the people who are trying to move too much off the golf ball, we get the sway. Just notice my trail leg when I do this. So I'm not swaying. So this side is stable, but this side is being allowed to move in. Yeah. And again, it's pushing the pressure into this leg here, but into a stable leg, not a, I'm not swaying when I'm doing this move.
Yeah. And the great thing about this is sort of a double whammy, Piers. We have the load of the leg, but the fact that you're actually turning behind the golf ball really helps you optimize the launch and spin because you're now behind the ball, aren't you? So you can really hit up from here as well.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So shall I hit one?
Okay, well, let's see. That one's going to be hard to beat, but I'd like to see you try.
Okay, so I'll hit this one more and then doing that move, and then we'll show you the drill that we're going to do to achieve this. Okay. Okay, slightly down the left side, a little bit crooked compared to the other one, but again, I know that I'm getting the pressure into that side. So I'll be hitting another one in a moment, so I'm sure I can get that one better.
It takes practice, you can't do it always first time, but more practice needed for you there, Piers.
Absolutely. Okay, so look, let's just go into how this would work from a drill element for people doing this as well, because you do need to practice it and you do need to train it. So by getting, obviously, this foot up, we want to be aware that we're doing it. So videoing yourself is a really good start, but how about actually swinging to the top and stopping? So from here now, I'm stopping at the top of my backswing. I'm making this, analysis of myself effectively, but is the knee coming in? Is the heel up? And is the pressure in this side? Now, the way I can tell whether the pressure's in this side is because if I get this foot and lift it, and I don't feel like I'm going to fall over, I know that I'm getting the pressure into that side. So I'll do that again, holding onto the golf club this time. So to the top, and then tap, tap, tap. Now I feel like I can stay over here when I'm doing this, so I know that I'm getting the pressure into that trail side.
There you go. So I think it's some good feedback then, isn't it, really, of just what's going on. It's very hard sometimes when we're in motion to actually feel these things, so stopping at the top of the backswing and just assessing where you are will enable you to feel those things. Okay, one more shot then,
One more shot. I'm going to do the drill again, just quickly, and you can hit golf balls doing this as well. I'm going to go with just the normal one on this one, but I'm going to do the drill first. So to the top, tap, tap. Okay, reset. So one good, one not so good. Pressure's on this one then, yeah? There we go.
You've always liked a bit of pressure.
Always like a bit of pressure.
You've always liked it. Great. Okay, guys, hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you test that out to add a few more yards to your drives. And don't forget to check out the next video where we're talking about the downswing.